Hey, I'm Kamil, and I've broken down and analyzed hundreds of funnels from creators doing multiple six figures per month. And I've worked behind the scenes with influencers of over 1 million followers of reach. And in that process, I've seen launches pull 50 calls in 4 hours and close rates of upwards of 60%. So today I'm going to be breaking down Casper SMC's $657,000 per month sales funnel. I'm going to go over his Instagram strategy, his YouTube strategy, how he funnels people into his landing pages, his multiple funnels from his landing page, and how he actually gets people to buy multiple offers from him, as well as how he gets people to upsell from his free community into his paid courses, as well as breaking down his X on the side as well. So without any further ado, let's just get straight into the funnel breakdown. First of all, we're going to break down his TikTok at 215,000 followers. Public figure, trading saved my life. Now I'm teaching you how to do the same. Join my free trading community. Quick CTA. We're going to go over this whole trading community in a quick second. For the actual story highlights, you'll see trading and my story. Trading is a little bit of social proof with a ton of screenshots of his successful trades and the trades that he's took. It's building a ton of trust, authority, and a ton of social proof. While my story is actually a little bit of humanization, a little bit of personalization, that he is actually a human being. He has his own story. He had his own life. He explains his whole underdog story where he went from zero to being a multimillionaire from trading, basically glazing trading a lot, as well as inspiring the audience a little bit, and also showing that he also went through all of the struggles that his audience is facing, building a lot of touch points for them to relate to him. So somebody who's at a certain part in his journey, just by reading his story, they can instantly relate to him just by being in that same situation at that time that they saw the story. In the pinned videos, you're going to see 831,000 views, and this is basically a video that's actually promoting a few other YouTube videos. Now, the reason this actually works as a pinned video is because this is actually promoting his YouTube videos, his long form videos, which is actually funneling people into his YouTube. We're going to get into this in a quick second after we break down the Instagram content, but all you need to really know is that the reason that your Instagram content is even there is just to funnel into the YouTube and the longer form content. That's the whole reason short form content is so powerful, because it is a great way to get a ton of traffic to see your longer form nurturing content. This also gets people to like him just by the nature of him saying it took me 5 years to become profitable, just saying that it took him a lot of hard work. He didn't just magically appear where he was. He wasn't born into this, or he was not some magical whiz kid who just got all of this placed into his hands. He had to actually work for it, which is of course strengthening his brand as being actually hardworking instead of some kid who got it all handed to him. A lot of these videos are literally just him at the top with a webcam and then just his trades at the bottom. He always recaps the same exact trading strategy over and over again, except in different formats. As you can see, easy trading strategy, simple 3-step trading strategy, and these are slightly repetitive, but he also of course mixes up the format, so it makes it way more different. And obviously every single time somebody sees one of these videos, they're gonna think he's talking about something different, even though he's talking about the same thing. So I would definitely give him the piece of advice, which is to definitely start adding a little bit more variety into his content, obviously, because he's been covering the same exact trading strategy over and over again, which is getting very boring for his audience. That's why his views are so low, even though this is Instagram. And by the way, if you guys don't know the way Instagram's algorithm works, it usually is very forgiving and always shows your existing audience your videos. So the fact that he's getting such low views with such a big audience shows that people are tired of his videos because they're too repetitive. You'll also sometimes see these lifestyle videos, which are 3 things that I hate about owning a G-Wagon, or something along those lines, something about his car, something about his house, something about whatever expensive thing that he's going to, maybe a dinner, whatever it may be. In this video, just adding a little bit of a comedic touch where he says 2 things that are actually nuisances and annoyances in the G-Wagon, and then at the end he has of course, when you open the door, the TikTok music starts playing, and I assume you guys have probably seen that before, so you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, from the Instagram, at this point we've gotten a ton of traffic, we've gotten a ton of these leads, but they are not nurtured at all. Obviously they're nurtured a little bit, and I will cover nurturing in a quick second, but the place they're actually going to go after the Instagram for being nurtured is actually the YouTube. Now, the reason the new YouTube is so good for nurturing is because it has long ass form videos. So as you can see, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 11 minutes, some videos are going up to 30 minutes for him. You can obviously do way longer videos than this, but of course he's gone for the shorter video style, which I don't personally recommend to any of my clients because it just makes your life harder to film a ton of short videos instead of just filming a few long videos every single week or two. So he's recently started doing these live day trading videos, just like TJR and just like Q Banks. These videos are building a ton of authority, building a ton of trust. These kinds of videos work really well in the trading space. Now, you also see some of these 3-step strategies or stupid simple strategies, exactly what a lot of these other traders will do. These get quite decent views, obviously more than these videos, but these views on the other videos, the live day trading videos, are way more valuable than these other videos that have a ton of b-roll and a ton of cuts in them. Now, I did mention I was going to explain exactly what nurturing is. Now, nurturing basically means having people see your face as much as physically possible, and I don't see a lot of people talking about this, but what the nurturing rule actually comes down to is something called the 7-11-4 rule. Now, this was actually a study done by Google, and I'm pretty sure I can pull it up right now. Yep, as you can see, 7-11-4 rule, marketing concept. Potential customer requires 7 hours of content, exposure through 11 different touch points across 4 different digital locations to become a buyer, fostering familiarity, trust, and higher likelihood of conversion. Now, what that basically means in pleb terms is just make people watch 7 hours of your content in total. And so that means hammer the videos, make them as long as physically possible so that it is as easy as physically possible for your following to actually watch all of your videos. For the 11 different touch points parameter, you fulfill this by having different videos on your channel. So one video is a separate touch point. As you can see, each of these videos are separate touch points. This is where the short form content, it gets really, really good for this specific part of nurturing. It's not obviously going to be as good as the YouTube, just because the parameter of hours of content consumed is way more important than just touch points, but it does of course work really, really well. That's why all of these Instagram only funnels, they work pretty well, and they can actually get a ton of conversions. You'll see the same exact trend with Shelby Sapp, Samuel Millsap, Jake Ryan as well. He obviously has a YouTube channel, but I've broken down all their funnels up here. And of course, the last part of the 7-11-4 rule, the 4 different locations. 4 different locations just means different places where they see your face. This could be your X, this could be your YouTube, this could be your Instagram, this could be your landing page, this could be your free community, wherever the hell it would be, just a different platform that they see your exact face inside of. And now this is why all of these retargeting ads and these different these cross-platform ads work so well. For example, Brez just recently actually implemented this, Brez Scales, and you'll see his ads everywhere you go. That's just because you stay in the mind of the prospect. You stay in the back of their mind all of the time, which results in them becoming more familiar with you, which familiarity, of course, results in more money because they're more familiar with you, so they're more likely to drop their shoulders, relax a little bit, and then of course buy your product, buy your course, buy your mentorship, whatever it may be. And here's a little bit of a tidbit for you guys. A lot of people don't talk about this when they're explaining the 7-11-4 rule, but the reason that Instagram is actually pretty decent at nurturing is because the 11 different touch points has an effect on the hours of content consumed. These are both inversely proportional. So that basically means more hours of content consumed. For example, let's say you consume 10 hours of content instead of 7, then that would mean that you would only maybe need like 7 touch points in total, right? So it's inversely proportional, where the more touch points you have, the less hours of content you need to consume. The more hours of content you consume, the less touch points you need to have. Obviously, the reason that touch points work so well is just because you're artificially inflating the value of time that you've been with this person in their brain just by constantly showing up in their feed. So they think you've been with them for longer than they actually have seen you. So for example, if they've seen you for maybe 3 hours on Instagram, they're actually going to think they saw you for like 7, 8, 9 hours actually. Now, obviously, we've recapped the 7-11-4 rule, but what about the actual links in the YouTube? Now, the links in the YouTube go to the mentorship, the free trading community, the Instagram, and the X. Now, the mentorship, obviously, pretty self-explanatory, going to the main mentorship page right here. The free trading community over here, this is going to go over to the free trading community that's attached to the landing page. We'll get into all of this in a quick second, but let's go ahead and break down the X first. So X, obviously, a lot of people don't break this down in their own funnel breakdowns. You'll see this on YouTube. If you Google funnel breakdown, nobody really breaks this down, but this is one of the most important platforms to grow in, especially depending on your niche. Like in trading, X is absolutely psychotically good. It's insane. But day trading saved my life, same exact bio. This is going to link to the free community. The reason is because he wants you to go to the free community, get properly nurtured, because X is not really that good at nurturing, right? So he wants you to get properly nurtured in the free community. Once you go to the free community, actually get properly nurtured, that's when he's going to upsell you into the main mentorship, right? So for the actual post, G-Wagon added to my fleet. Crazy to think that 4 years ago I was door dashing to pay the bills. A little bit of a story right here. This is in the pinned post, so it's building, again, the same exact psychological principle as he implemented within the Instagram. So he's building a little bit of relatability, building a little bit of humanization. He's humanizing himself a little bit. He's making you relax around him. He's making you relate to him more. After that, you're going to see in the actual posts on X, the normal posts, you're going to see a ton of these posts where he is outwardly trying to go against popular opinion, right? So for example, people say this to sound more noble or humble, where he actually responds to somebody who replied to him, right, on X. That's a really, really good way to actually get a ton of followers on X, by replying to big people, especially by getting replies from other people on X. It's extremely, extremely effective to get more followers. He'll post multiple times every single day, maybe even 5 to 10 times sometimes. He is absolutely extremely active on X, and that's exactly what you need to be. Like, for example, all of these were posted within the same hour. Offer accepted on 2 more properties. A ton of these lifestyle updates as well you're going to see. And then, of course, you're going to see a ton of trading value as well. A lot of people really like Q&As. So Q&As are a really easy way to pump out content if you've already got a decent following on X. So I'd say if you are like really lazy today, or really lazy on specific day on X, just a good tidbit for you guys. If you're on X, just find a reply or find something somebody asked you in the comments or replies for one of your tweets, and just answer that, because that's going to first of all give you more awareness, because once you reply to somebody, you're going to basically steal a few of their followers, because X's algorithm works specifically in that way. And of course, it gives you a little bit of easy content that you can pump out real quick. Right, so we've already broken down all the social medias, but now where are we going from here? So from the X, as said before, you're going straight to the free community. But let's go ahead and break down the YouTube funnel first, because that's the most likely place they're going to go from, since he has the biggest actual following on YouTube, or subscriber count on YouTube. Download the Smart Trading Blueprint for free full ICT course. Discover the strategies used by Casper SMC to master the markets. This free course breaks down key strategies to become a more consistent trader. All right. Quick free full course. You'll see a ton of these certificates. Now, this is a little bit of a gamification for free courses. So a little bit of a tidbit for you guys again. If you want to gamify your courses, or you want to make more people actually see your courses or buy your courses, gamify a little bit. Give them something physical when they actually finish it. So for example, in Casper's case, he's giving them a physical certificate with their name on it. And that's going to make it, and as stupid as it sounds, that is actually going to make people more likely to work harder on your course, or actually implement the stuff in your course, which in turn is going to give you way more testimonials, and it also makes them way more likely to buy your course or give you their email in general. And then of course, or join our free trading community. Now you're going to see a little bit of a Trustpilot review down here. Really good. A lot of people have these fake ass reviews, 5-star reviews. Just get a Trustpilot. Do it for your own sake. If you can get a Trustpilot, especially on your free stuff, just get the Trustpilot on your free stuff, and that will up your conversion rate on your page by, no jokes, about 2%, which if your conversion rate right now is already at 1%, you just tripled your business just by adding Trustpilot reviews. And yes, I've tested this. It's a huge effect, and a lot of people are sleeping on this right now. It's just dumb. It doesn't make any sense, right? So after that, once you click on it, you're going to go ahead and get to this form. Enter your details to unlock the free course. After you actually get instant access down here, bookmark this page. All resources are on this page, and you will not receive an email with access to the course. Download the Smart Trading Blueprint free ICT course. You're going to go ahead and click to download, and it's actually just going to be a quick Miro board. So he actually just gave you a full Miro board. Now, I would say, if he could, a better idea to use this actual Miro board would be to take the ideas, or I guess specific insights from the Miro board, different chapters, and should have split them up into multiple lead magnets. And then also he should have made multiple course modules for a paid course, which will have everything together, right? Now that would be a really good way for him to monetize this. Just make everything look way different, and just don't cover like 20% of what you have here. So for example, if it's time and price, and he covers like 5 topics in time and price, within the lead magnet, just put like 2 or 3 topics within the lead magnet, and then film an actual video course that's going to have all 5, and then just sell that video course for like a good $50. Very easy little bit of lead magnet. It's a very easy way to upsell people. So you upsell them from the free into the paid very easily. You get their first $1, and then they actually have a commitment with you, which is going to result in them being way more likely to buy his actual mentorship, his high ticket stuff, proper high ticket stuff, right? So, and then you also have the free community, which I have not joined, of course, but it's going to go into a Discord community, pretty basic stuff. And what he's doing in there is that he's always, every single day, updating you on what's going on, everything like that. And then he's going to try to upsell you from the free community into the paid community through having basically snippets of exactly what trade he did. He's teasing you with exactly what trade he did, and then he doesn't give you the exact details. So he tells you, oh, I made this much with this kind of trade, but he doesn't give you the exact details, and then it gives you a CTA or a link to actually go straight to the paid program, which is a pretty basic thing that you're going to do with almost every single free community. And of course, after you've gone into the free community, due to all of those small snippets and everything like that, that's going to result in a ton of FOMO, and FOMO is of course going to make you want to buy his paid community way more. I'm not completely sure if he's got a gated mentorship behind the paid community upsell, because obviously I did not buy it. But what I would do if this was one of my own clients would basically just be, I would implement the free community, and once we built up the free community, we would implement the upsell to paid. After we built up the paid community to a good 500 members, maybe a few hundred members, maybe even a few thousand, depending on obviously the size of the audience of the person you're making the community for. And then after that, you'd start upselling into mentorship with a lot of these qualified leads, especially the people who are doing really well in the paid community. You want to upsell them into the mentorship first, because the reason is that you can get the best testimonials for literally no cost to you. So if you can get those people to upsell first, then you'll be way more likely to get good testimonials, which is going to make way more people way more likely to upsell, right? And so that was basically Casper SMC's $657,000 per month sales funnel, broken down into the nitty gritty. Hope you got a ton of value from that video. If you have any ideas for any other future funnel breakdowns I should make, leave them down in the comments below. If you have any ideas to improve the content, go ahead and feel free to DM me. If you want to go ahead and connect for whatever reason it might be, to get advice or whatever it might be, go ahead and just DM me down below on Instagram. And of course, if you're a coach, creator, consultant, or an agency owner who wants to start scaling an info product, you already have a good info product that you want to start scaling, or you just have the idea for an info product and are not sure how to implement and start scaling it, check the first link down below or the second link down below. DM me on Instagram and we can start talking about how you can implement that info product into your business, and we can go ahead and hop on a call. If we vibe together, we can start working together. If not, no worries, you're going to get a ton of value anyways. Either way, everybody wins, right? And of course, if you don't want to do any of that, you can go ahead and check this video out right here, because YouTube thinks that you'll like it. If you want to watch the whole funnel breakdowns playlist with upwards of $100,000 MRR of sauce in this one playlist, go ahead and just check it out right here. And of course, if you want to leave a like and subscribe, which I would appreciate, go ahead and check it out right here. Hoping to see you in this next video. Goodbye.